Since the invention of TV broadcasting, people all over the world have been able to witness just how violent Mother Nature can be. Natural disasters have affected human society for the greater half of forever, and were often seen as a form of divine intervention. Japan was spared from a Mongol invasion by the Kamikaze, a torrential typhoon that is said to have sunk the invasion fleet at Tsushima. After the disastrous eruption of Mount Vesuvius in 79 AD, many early Christians claimed it was divine punishment for Roman persecution. In modern times, we don't need gods to send plagues upon us, because with our pollution by carbon and other means, we are beginning to see that the effects of climate change are stirring up the natural flow of the world against us, making these once natural disasters seem more and more man-made with each passing year. Through late September of 2025, the American National Hurricane Center began watching the Bay of Campeche. A tropical storm front had begun forming, with consistent thunderstorms over the Gulf of Mexico. By early October 6th, the atmospheric disturbance had developed into a minor hurricane just north of Veracruz. Overnight, the storm would begin explosively intensifying, experiencing many favorable conditions for growth, such as high ocean temperatures and high humidity, among other things. Within only a day of intensification, Milton had reached Category 5 status and was only continuing to grow after a short period of shrinkage, the night of the 7th.
A record-tying 3 hurricanes have slammed into Florida this year: Francine, Helene, and now Milton. This latest system made landfall as a Category 3.
Hurricane Milton made landfall in Florida 2 days later on October 10th. And this is the part I'm sure you're familiar with. Massive floods all across the coast, people streaming live from their houses in kayaks and canoes, and $34 billion in damages before the storm dissipated on the other side of the state. Now, it cannot be said that climate change would have fully stopped the hurricane from ever forming, but scientists say that climate change was a large factor in how big storms end up getting. For example, the day of the storm front's formation, surface temperatures over the area were extremely high, upwards of 33 degrees Celsius in some areas. This causes moisture to evaporate more quickly into the air, which is crucial for the hurricane's establishment. Additionally, the World Weather Attribution Center calculated that modern hurricanes produce 20 to 30% more rainfall and are 10% faster than historical records. Rising sea levels create more problems for areas low to the ocean, allowing already swamped areas to be pushed inland with the hurricane's storm surges. The WWA also claims that if global warming was removed from the equation, Milton would have been a category smaller by the time it reached Florida, saving countless lives and billions in damages. On January 7th of 2025, 5 distinct wildfires started burning in the LA area, 2 of which were each third and second most destructive in the city's history. The Palisades and Eaton fires of LA burned for 24 days continuously, damaging 19,000 homes and twice as many acres of land. Over the next month, an additional dozen fires would begin raging in LA County as well. The Hughes area fire would make its entrance near the end of the month, burning another 10,000 acres before subsiding. By January 31st, the fires burnt nearly 60,000 acres of land, 19,000 structures, killed 30 people, and displaced more than 200,000 others. While some people see the fires as a freak accident, many of the factors that caused the fire are proven to be man-made. Records and rock samples of the California region suggest that, historically, the area has always been very dry. They also suggest that the 20th century was a fairly wet period overall. But the recent effects of climate change have been proven to cause massive fluctuations in humidity. From 2012 to 2015, California experienced its driest period in over 1,200 years, after which came the 2 wettest winters ever recorded in the state, in 2016 and 2017. While January 2025 was not a record-breaking drought, it had gone well into the wet season, leaving forests with plenty of time to dry. The Santa Ana, a natural wind that blows through the LA region, was also recorded reaching record speeds around the time, as fast as 150 kilometers per hour, which is normally only seen in small hurricanes. After the first large fires started in the area, it was only a matter of time before more started, as kindling was rocketed downwind. Climate change is not the only part of the man-made issues, however. Imported eucalyptus trees are oily and incredibly flammable. They have been seen taking over native oak forests and turning them into thin, grassy clearings with little diversity. Tumbleweeds, a staple of the Western movie genre, are also natural fire spreaders as they catch and are blown downwind. to light even more plants. These invasive species remind us that carbon dioxide is one of only many ways that humans change the planet irreversibly, pushing ecosystems past their natural balance in ways that are difficult to undo. Overall, this video is meant to convey one thing. Climate change is not just the next generation's problem. We are dealing with the effects here and now. The events I described to you are only a small percentage of all the natural phenomena that are becoming more and more volatile with each passing year. Although the threat of climate change may seem daunting and impossible to fight, it's important to remember that if others see people willing to make the change, they may become inspired to do the same.